scattered shower as we work our way through the day, although I expect most of us will end up staying dry. Dry weather on the way back for our Friday as temperatures are still back in the low to mid 70s. We'll cool it down in just a bit heading into the weekend. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Doby, president of North Main Financial Group. At North Main Financial Group, we move to where you need us. Investment management, insurance planning, and estate strategies. No two people are the same, so we customize our planning based upon your needs. Reach out to us at northmainfinancial.com. That's northmainfinancial.com.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scoreboard. Happy Thursday to you. It's a beautiful day out there, and we have a very special episode yet again. As you can see, once again, I'm sitting here in the studio, not in the production booth. We have a special guest in here today, Mallory Aull with Pine Lake Tennis, a freshman, and a state champion. Mallory, welcome to the show. Good to see you today.
Thank you.
Yeah. How you feeling today? Doing good? You're a couple of weeks removed now from a state championship.
Yeah.
Is it still, you still feel it?
Yeah, and also we played for our regionals today, and so we're going to states for our our whole group as well. So we're doing that on Saturday. So it still feels like we're in the seasons.
Wow. Okay. So how does that work with singles being a state championship and now going to other things with the team? How does the tennis scene work for high school?
So the first thing is you do individuals. So it's for singles and doubles. So each team sends off a singles player and then a doubles team. And so I went for singles, and I won regionals, so then that, led me to go to states. And then our doubles team didn't make it past regionals because they had some hard first matches. But now it's just, as a team, we, go against other teams.
Okay. So still a lot of tennis yet to be played, basically.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, I have the information here. Mallory, you beat Lillian McFall from Seaforth High School, 6-0, 6-4 on the sets there. Tell me a little bit about the game. How'd it go? Were you feeling good? Were you nervous? I mean, it's a state championship game, and let's be honest, you're a freshman. It's got to feel pretty nerve-wracking.
I was really nervous going into it, but the first set, I feel like I wasn't as nervous as I was in the second set. The second set, though, I was down 3-4, and then I had to come back. So it was a little nerve-wracking.
That's awesome, though, able to make the comeback and win a state championship. How long have you been playing tennis?
Since I was 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so a while. What got you into tennis?
My mom signed me up because, my brother did it, so I just did it. But now he plays golf.
Okay. Ever going to go play golf?
No.
No. Do you play any other sports, or are you mainly tennis?
Well, this summer I did play golf with my friends, but only tennis, really.
Stick to the mini golf?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Mallory is the state champion for the 2A women's individual for the 2024 season. Now, I'm looking at your results here from all the games that you played. I'm not seeing all that many games where you were really down, except for, like you said, the state championship game where you were down in the set 3-2, right? 4-2, 3-2 you were down?
Yeah.
Are you a prodigy? Am I speaking to a tennis prodigy here?
Honestly, I don't know. But there was a few girls that were very, very good. But I mean, everyone in our conference was pretty good. And yeah, I just think that I just got some good matchups.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just did good.
That can be a big thing when you get into a playoff bracket
Yeah.
like that. It really depends who you match up with.
Yeah.
How familiar were you with your competition going into the tournament?
So I played one of the girls in regionals, in the third round of states, and there's 4 rounds. And then the first two, they were 2 girls I've never seen before, and then the last one I've never seen her too. So it's pretty a good wide range of different people that you get to see there.
Did the entire team come out to support you for this?
My coach did, but it was a little far away, so it was kind of hard for everyone to come.
I saw out in Holly Springs, right?
Yeah, it was.
What was that facility like? I was looking at some photos of it. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice. I loved it there.
Yeah.
They had like really nice courts, and they had pickleball courts right next to it, and I really wanted to play pickleball.
Do you play pickleball in your free time?
Yes, I do. I play with my friends.
I've never played it before.
It's so fun.
That's what I've heard. But
Yeah.
if I'm gonna play that, I might as well play tennis, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a tennis player. Never picked up a racket except for messing around with friends, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So state champion in it your freshman year. Does Pine Lake do middle school tennis?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
I did it, so you can do it as a 7th grader and 8th grader. I did it both years.
Okay, how'd you do in those years?
Good. I was 1 seed both years, and I think I was undefeated. Wait, no, I lost 1 match in 7th grade, and it was to a boy, and I was really mad about it.
That's man. I feel like I should be writing your name down, putting it in my pocket, and 10 years from now saying, well, "Who's playing at Wimbledon this week?" Do you have goals for tennis to be something that you do beyond high school? I mean, I know you're only a freshman.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time to think about that. But what's your passion level for competing?
Hopefully, I can play in college, but if not, then I'd want to like play club at like a big school. But yeah, other than that, I want to be a physical therapist, so I don't think
Okay.
I'll go pro, but I'll probably go, or I'll hope I'll go like collegiate.
I'll let you in on a little secret. When I was at Pine Lake in my first couple of years there, I also wanted to do physical therapy.
Really?
Yeah. Then I
Oh, yeah.
realized, it was a lot of biology, and I'm
Yeah.
not good at
Oh,
biology.
9th grade biology is so hard.
Oh yeah, I ended up behind a microphone here. Not
Yeah.
sure how we made that jump. But. So, do you have like any friendly competitors within your team who really push you to be better?
Yeah, my best friend Sophie, she's the 3 seed. I love like playing with her. And we play at River Run, that's where like we both train. And so I play her like on the daily basis.
Okay, and do you guys like get after it on the court? Are you yelling at each other, or are you more of a quiet type?
We're more like friendly towards each other on the court.
Okay.
But I do that with other people though.
What, the quietness, or do you trash
No,
talk?
I just get very excited when I'm playing.
Okay.
So I just like say like let's go and like come on.
Have you had a game where you didn't want to shake the other person's hand afterwards?
Multiple. Like
Really?
at tournaments, yeah.
Okay.
But
They're just getting on your nerves?
Yeah.
Or not happy with the way
but
you played?
I do it every time because it's like you have to show sportsmanship.
Yeah, and you said it right there.
Yeah.
It's all about sportsmanship and, having fun at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not having fun while you're playing something that you love, like tennis, then, it's maybe look into something else, right?
Yeah.
But it sounds like you have a great time when you're out there playing tennis.
Yeah.
So no plans to do any other sports in the future right now, just sticking with tennis.
No.
How's Pine Lake for a freshman? What's it like?
I was gonna switch schools before, but then I'm so glad that I stayed at Pine Lake because like it's just such a great environment, and like I love the teachers. They're always there for you, and like my friends at Pine Lake are just, I love my group I have. It's really fun.
You were telling me before we came on air that you've been at Pine Lake since 2nd grade, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of friends right now who are also from 2nd grade all the way to current day?
Yes, I do. Sophie, we've been friends since 2nd grade, and she's still my best friend. And I also have a couple others that are just like in my group, and then some are new, like have been like new within like the last few years, and I'm really close with them too.
That's awesome. Any of the ones from 2nd grade playing tennis with you?
No, just Sophie.
Okay, all right. Well, we are talking with Mallory Aull, the state champion for women's 2A individual tennis. We are going to go to our first commercial break of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to do another segment with Mallory here on the Scoreboard. We'll be back right after this.
Keep it right here. We'll have more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg in just a moment from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, mostly cloudy overnight with a scattered shower possible. Temperatures will stay pretty mild in the low to mid 60s. Into our Thursday we go. More clouds than sunshine. Still can't totally rule out a scattered shower as we work our way through the day, although I expect most of us will end up staying dry. Dry weather on the way back for our Friday as temperatures are still back in the low to mid 70s. We'll cool it down in just a bit heading into the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernchristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals Wednesday through Saturday. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages plus camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track this weekend. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville is having a veteran celebration on Sunday. Rocky Lynn will perform and rock the lot in a special outdoor concert. Beer Lab and Ghostface Brewing will be offering their full menu of drinks and food. Bring your chairs and enjoy this Veterans Day salute with a Rocky Lynn concert Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Mooresville Veterans Day Parade and Celebration honors veterans from all branches and from all conflicts. The parade begins Monday, November 11th at Richard's Coffee Shop at 1 p.m. and travels to Mooresville Town Hall. Come join and say thank you to our veterans and hometown heroes on Monday, November 11th in downtown Mooresville. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments, huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Conversations that matter.
I gotta tell you, I'm afraid to even think about the next presidential election.
Led by you.
It's a mockery of American politics.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
The number one station for people who say we're their favorite station.
WSIC.
Talk sports with Joe Berg. Call 844-STUDIO-4. It's the Scoreboard on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, segment 2 here on the Scoreboard. Yes, I'm still sitting at the desk in the studio, which means we are still joined by our guest for the day, Mallory Aull from Pine Lake. She's a freshman and a 2A tennis state champion. So I want to go back a little bit. You said that your mom got you into tennis. Did she play tennis as well growing up?
She played in high school, but it was just like in our neighborhood, and a lot of kids my age were doing it, so she just signed me up for tennis lessons.
What was it that drew you specifically to tennis, though, once you got into it?
So honestly, I really did not like it until I was like 8, and I had more like friends doing it too, and I love the coaches, and so I just kept on doing it, and then I did like JTT tournaments throughout that.
Explain that for what is that? JTT, you said?
Junior tennis tournaments.
Okay.
So it's like for like the little kids.
Okay. So you growing up doing that, when you were growing up playing, did you know that you wanted to compete at the high school level?
No, I did not.
Okay. What got you deciding to do that?
In like 6th grade or 5th grade, I started doing like tournaments, and then I went into like the higher level at like our tennis place. And so I just like kept with it, and then in middle school when tryouts happened, I was like, okay, I'll try out, and it was just really fun.
Now, as a state champion, you have to know that you have skill, right? You're aware that you are a very good tennis player. When did you start to realize, like, hey, I'm pretty good at this tennis thing?
Maybe like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, because I've always just like been very hard on myself and always like have wanted to get better, so I've never really like accepted that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what in terms of getting better, was it just kind of playing with friends that you would work
Yeah.
on things, or do you do a lot of practice at home?
So I practice like 2.5 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. So, I'm also very competitive, so I like beating like the people at my academy. So, um, I've just like pushed myself to get better, like, and I've done a lot of privates with my coach RJ and Yasser. So, I just have pushed myself and like worked hard. I don't know.
Give me a skill in tennis that maybe people aren't aware that you have to be really good at doing this to be good at tennis.
I feel like you have to be good at just hand-eye coordination in general, and like, and then you can have like your forehand and your backhand and like both your swings. And yeah, I feel like it's just very easy to like make mistakes, so you have to be okay with like losing sometimes.
And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the mental game as well.
Yeah.
Like, you have to keep your head in the game if you
Yeah.
want to be competitive.
Yeah.
How did you do during the state playoffs in keeping your composure throughout the entire tournament?
I was honestly just trying to stay positive the whole time because it got a little stressful and I was getting hard on myself and I knew I shouldn't because like I'll just like tear myself down if I'm doing that. So I was just trying to stay positive.
Who usually pulls you back from the ledge when you're starting to get too hard on yourself?
My coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so? What is your coach like to do?
So in between matches or like games, you can go talk to your coach and he'll just like tell me to calm down and stuff and like just play it point by point.
Is there anything that you do to calm yourself down when you're out there?
I just like go to the fence like after a point ends and I just like take my towel and just like wipe off my face and I just like think to myself that like that point's like in the past and I can only control like what the next point's gonna be.
Right. Now, as a freshman at Pine Lake, I'm sure that there was a little bit of recognition for you in the upper school at Pine Lake and maybe around the circle there.
Yeah.
What kind of recognition did you get from the student body there, from the teachers?
So they put like a sign at like the front of the school that was like congratulations Mallory for winning like tennis states. And then also one of my teachers, Mr. Evenho, he like just said it in class and a few other teachers did.
That's awesome. I love Evenho. He was
Yeah.
here. He was here. It was earlier this week, I think, that he was here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday he was here. My days start to blend together every
Yeah.
now and then. But yeah, that's awesome. So you're taking his STEM class up there.
Yeah, I am.
You interested in that engineering stuff?
Yeah, it's very hard though.
That, from what I've heard, it is.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you got a long way to go with high school before you have to make any decisions. But besides the physical therapy stuff, are you interested in other things to further your education, or are you going to hammer down on that physical therapy stuff?
Honestly, I kind of want to just keep my options open, but that's like what I would want to do, like be a physical therapist for like a sports team.
Okay.
Or like something in the medical field.
Did somebody inspire you for that?
My mom.
Okay. Does your mom do physical
Yeah,
therapy?
she does home health.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about the state playoffs that you were in. Game 1, you played Nikki Beal from East Davidson, 6-0, 6-0. Did you know from the start that you were going to win that one, or was it just kind of, oh, I actually am starting to go on a roll here?
On the first one, I felt like I like kind of knew I could win just because I felt like I was just feeling confident in playing good.
Okay, and then you move on into game 2, Eliza Bash. Do you look up your opponents before the game, or you just go in and you're like, I'm ready to play some tennis?
No, I never look them up because that'll get in my head, so I just don't look them up.
And it's interesting how people think about it differently. When Coach Ebenho was here with the soccer team, they were telling me that they'll sit down and scout and send players to other games to go watch how someone's playing, but you're like, no, put me on the court and let's have some fun. Let me
Yeah.
win. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can tell just by talking to you that you're a very competitive person.
Yeah.
With that competition, tell me some of your other interests in sports. You were telling me you're a big college football fan.
Yeah.
So what's that like? What else are you interested in?
I like watching golf with my dad, and honestly, we went to the U.S. Open for tennis, so I love watching tennis, and I love Sabalenka, so it's like fun, just like we didn't get to watch her, but we got to like see her on TV, and it was fun seeing like other people, and I don't know, I just love like watching competition.
Is that your favorite athlete?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Good. So good to have someone to look up to.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we are talking with Mallory Aull of Pine Lake. She's a freshman and a state champion for the 2A tennis individuals. Now, you were telling me that you play a little bit of doubles only when you're called on for it. Like, hey, we need you to play some doubles. What are some of the differences as a player between being out there by yourself and being out there with somebody else?
I think that it's way more like cooperative and like you just get to like talk way more, and it's way like less stressful because you can like rely on the other person too, which I think that is honestly a good mix between singles and doubles, because singles you're just really hard on yourself, but then doubles you'll just have to like get past like any like challenges you face like really quickly.
How much communication is there between teammates on a doubles court?
Oh, we're screaming at each other the whole match.
Really? Okay.
We're just like screaming like yours, mine, yours, like just like the whole match.
Now, how does it work? Somebody gets the back and somebody else gets the front, right?
Yeah.
Are you a good server? Do you enjoy serving?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How many aces you have this year?
Oh, honestly, probably none.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're more of a rally and I'm going to outlast you kind of player.
Definitely.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to do on the court?
My backhand. I love hitting it to like other people's backhands because I love like having rallies on backhands.
Is that something that you spend a lot of time practicing?
Honestly, no. I'm honestly just practicing my forehand a lot to help that get better, but my backhand, like the technique is like fine, so I don't work on that one as much.
Mentally, what's the biggest difference between coming up to a ball and hitting it forehand versus coming up and knowing you got to go to the backhand?
Honestly, I feel more confident with my backhand. Like, I feel more comfortable hitting it. And my forehand, I just feel like I think too much about it, so, like, I overthink it sometimes.
Okay. See, that's interesting to me, because I would think that it'd be more natural and easier to come up and hit it on the forehand.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Hey, I mean, if your backhand's that good, that's great for the future.
Yeah.
You just got to work on that forehand.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
All right. Do you have your tennis grunt down?
I only grunt when I get really tired. Yeah.
So you try to keep it quiet out there.
Yeah.
Why do people grunt like that when they're playing?
So normally you're supposed to, like, breathe out when you hit the ball. So, like, when you're breathing out and you're, like, really tired, it just comes out as a grunt.
Okay. Does anybody on the team have a really embarrassing sounding grunt?
No, actually not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not something you guys are like, did you hear the way that she grunted there? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Just curious. You
Yeah.
know? That's something that when you're watching tennis, you always notice that, you know, the crowd's quiet so people can concentrate, but all you're hearing is the ball hit the racket and the grunts. And I just always love hearing everybody's different grunt. It sounds so funny sometimes. So you've been to a U.S. Open match.
Yes, I have.
Have you been to any other professional tennis matches?
No, that's actually it. I went in August, actually. So it's been recent when I've been.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a great time.
It was so much fun. I just
Yeah.
went with my parents.
And you got to see some of your favorite athletes compete, too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Who are some of the athletes that you see as role models?
Sabalenka, like, as, like, famous athletes, Sabalenka, and honestly, Nadal.
Yeah. Okay.
And, yeah, but
Makes
then
sense.
also my brother, because he's a really good golfer, and I just, like, he's really dedicated, so it's, like, inspired me.
How old is your brother?
He's 16.
16? Okay, so a few years older than
Yeah.
you. That's nice. Is that your only sibling?
I have a little sister, too. She's 12.
You teaching her tennis?
No, she plays, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's actually good.
Is she going to beat you one day, or are you not going to let that happen?
I'm going to try not to let that happen.
Well, we got about a minute left here on the program. Anything that you'd like to add or talk about? The floor is yours for the last minute.
Honestly, I just like to thank, like, my coaches for getting me here, and also, like, my friends and my family.
That's awesome. Well, Mallory, it was really good to talk to you today.
Thank you.
You were a joy to talk to. This was a lot of fun. You're very well spoken. I will be following your career at Pine Lake. I'm sure this isn't the last time that we're going to see you here at WSIC. Everyone else listening, hang tight with us. We are going to go to our next commercial break. We've reached the halfway point of the program. When we come back, we're going to talk about the brackets that were released for the men's soccer playoffs. They're going to begin Friday and Saturday, and we talked to Pine Lake on Monday. They're going to have a game coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about that after this.
More of Sports Director Joe Berg's The Scoreboard is coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, mostly cloudy overnight with a scattered shower possible. Temperatures will stay pretty mild in the low to mid 60s. Into our Thursday we go. More clouds than sunshine. Still can't totally rule out a scattered shower as we work our way through the day, although I expect most of us will end up staying dry. Dry weather on the way back for our Friday as temperatures are still back in the low to mid 70s. We'll cool it down in just a bit heading into the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville is known for the prices and selection, but I tell you what, you may not have known the distinction that this store received with Ford and Lincoln this year. We received the President's Award for 2023 for Ford for the 5th year in a row. We also received it for Lincoln for the first year, and I tell you, those awards don't come easily. It all boils down to taking care of the customers and having the vehicles you want in stock for you to buy.
Harness the healing power of horses. With the amazing staff at Willow Equine in Mooresville, we create a supportive environment conducive to healing and growth, dedicated to self-discovery and overcoming adversity. There's a program for you at willowequine.com.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
This $99 travel offer is for vacation-minded consumers who see the value in owning a timeshare. If you're the kind of person that loves going to the same destination every year, a timeshare can be perfect for you. And Westgate Resorts is the right company to call. We may have the perfect vacation destination for you. With a timeshare, you own, not rent. The beauty of a timeshare vacation is it's a fixed cost. So with rising costs of vacation travel, at least you know your cost is fixed, and you can take your family for years to the same great place, or you trade weeks if you like. It's like owning a vacation home without owning the headaches. And for just $99, we'll give you 3 days to come check us out. Call Westgate right now.
Call 800-380-7424. 800-380-7424. 800-380-7424. Again, that's 800-380-7424.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Now that inflation is in check, just a hair above the Federal Reserve's long-time 2% target, central bank policymakers today, as expected, voted to lower benchmark interest rates for a second meeting in a row, down 0.25%. And that led to fresh record closing highs today for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. The Dow just missed, closing a fraction of a point lower, but the NASDAQ was up 286. That's a 1.5% jump. The S&P added 44. Americans are still spending a ton of money, and the National Retail Federation is forecasting a strong holiday season for the nation's stores, expecting sales to rise by as much as 3.5% over last year. And new rules from a popular video game streamer. Roblox out with new guidelines aimed at preventing kids under the age of 13 from accessing online games that are intended for socializing and from making certain kinds of virtual content like drawing on digital chalkboards. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Many star athletes switch teams late in their careers because they want to win a championship. No matter how good a player's stats have been, they often feel that something is missing if they don't win a title. In our own lives, many of us have felt that something is missing or that there's a void that needs to be filled. But the truth is, only God can satisfy the deepest longings of our soul. We can have money, power, or acclaim, but none of those things replace our longing for God. Psalm 63:1 says, "Oh God, you are my God. I earnestly search for you. My soul thirsts for you. My whole body longs for you in this parched and weary land where there is no water." When we pursue Him with all of our hearts and rest in Him, we experience the satisfaction we're looking for. Today, let's find our fulfillment in knowing God deeply and enjoying Him. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
The Scoreboard with Joe Berg continues now on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Scoreboard, and we can take some phone calls now if anybody's interested in calling into the program. Phone number is 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464. Anything on your mind, sports related, I'm here. I got about 24 minutes left on the program today, so if you're interested in calling in and chatting with me, I'm here for you. We just got done speaking with Mallory Aull, Pine Lake Prep, I should say. You would think, having graduated from there, I'd know how to properly name the school, right? Pine Lake Prep, she's a freshman and the 2A individual state champion for tennis. What a wonderful interview. If you missed it, I feel bad for you, man. She is very well spoken, going to be a joy to cover over the next few years as she goes through her high school career. Go back and listen to this on any of our social apps, anywhere you get your podcasts. You can go to the WSIC app, download our app, iOS, Google Play Store. Everything is there for you. I urge you to take a listen to the conversation that we had with Mallory today. It was a ton of fun. Now we got to get into some other things, though. I know tennis is very exciting, but it's not the only sport that we want to talk about today. We got to get into the 2024 NCHSAA men's soccer playoffs. Now, I told you all week, and I previewed it, and I said, hey, brackets are coming out. Brackets are going to be getting released soon. We're going to go over it. Well, today is the day that those brackets have been released. Now, I'm going to pop a squat here, you know, when I sit in the producer area, that we got some serious things to talk about. And I would consider playoffs to be a pretty serious topic of conversation because we got 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A all going to be starting. Games are starting tomorrow. I mean, it's that close to happening here with the soccer playoffs. Pine Lake is in action, and there are some other schools in our area who are going to be in competition as well. So let's go ahead and begin that conversation, starting with the 1A schools. The 1 seed in 1A is Highland Tech. Highland Tech High School, they are out of Gastonia, North Carolina. They went 16-1. 11-1 within their conference. A very good year for Highland Tech. It was good enough to earn them the 1 seed. Now, some schools within our listening area that are going to compete in these 1A playoffs, we'll go with Christ the King High School, the 12 seed. Now, we talked about them during volleyball. They won a couple of rounds there. Unfortunately, weren't able to progress all that far into the playoffs, but the men's soccer team has a chance. They are the 12th seed. They're playing Corvian Community High School. Now, that game is going to be tomorrow at Christ the King High School. Start time is 6 p.m., so mark your calendars. That's going to be the school that we follow in 1A because everybody else within the 1A bracket is just outside of our listening area. Yeah, it is a little unfortunate that there's only one in the 1A that we're going to cover, but at least they made it. They got a chance. You know, if you make the dance, you have a chance. So we'll see how it goes. Now, in the 2A, this is where we see Pine Lake make a showing. Pine Lake Prep drew the number 6 seed in these playoffs. The 6 seed plays the 27 seed Reedsville High School. That is going to be a game tomorrow at the Gray at Pine Lake. The name of the field is the Gray, so it's going to be at Pine Lake. Reedsville High School coming into town. That's the 27 seed out of Reedsville, North Carolina. Now, there are some other schools in the 2A bracket that are in our listening area. It's not only going to be Pine Lake. Their rival, Community School of Davidson, has made the dance as a 20 seed. CSD will be playing Randleman High School. That is going to be a Saturday game. 7 p.m. is the start time in that one. And as far as the 2A bracket goes, those are the two programs. I'm sorry, there is one more. Lincoln Charter. Lincoln Charter out of Denver, North Carolina. They have made the dance as well. Lincoln Charter draws the 18 seed in these playoffs, and they play number 15 Patton High School. That is how things look in 2A. The 1 seed, by the way, the best seed in the 2A bracket, is Southwestern Randolph out of Asheboro. 20-2 on the season, 11-1 within the conference, and in North Carolina, they were ranked number 62. Let's move on to the 3A bracket. The 1 seed in 3A, we'll start with that. Asheboro High School out of Asheboro, North Carolina, 22-2 on the season, 10-0 within their conference. They had a very good year, and it was good enough for them to draw the 1 seed. We do have some schools in our listening area that are going to compete. North Iredell High School, they just got off of a deep run by the women's volleyball team. Well, the men's soccer team has made the playoffs as a 13 seed. They take on Smoky Mountain High School. I do not see quite yet the time and date of this game, and even Max Prep says that the date has not yet been set for this matchup, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But North Iredell High School, they'll be playing Smoky Mountain High School. Not Rocky Mountain, Smoky Mountain. Hickory High School is in the playoffs as well as an 11 seed. They play number 22 West Henderson. Now, a little bit of a correlation here between 1, 2, and 3A is there's not all that many programs in our listening area that are making a playoff run this year. There's a very few amount of them, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We do have some schools, though, in the 4A bracket. Plenty of schools within our listening area here. We'll start with the 1 seed the way we've been doing. The 1 seed in the 4A bracket in the west side of the state is West Forsyth High School. The 1 seed will be playing number 32, South Caldwell. I want to talk about this game. I am calling it the game of the week in the local area. Number 9, Hopewell High School plays number 24, Huff High School. That is a Cornelius Huntersville matchup right there. Saturday, 6 o'clock at Hopewell High School is when this game is going to kick off. Lake Norman High School had a very good year in the soccer scene. They're good enough to draw the 3 seed in these playoffs. They get number 30, A.L. Brown, game number 1, round 1 of these playoffs. Another school in our area, Mooresville High School. We've been talking about that football team and how good they've been all year. Well, the men's soccer team, they drew a 23 seed in these playoffs. So a little bit of a higher seed there, which means they got to play a better team than them. Reagan High School, the 10 seed. That game is going to be game 1 of the playoffs for Mooresville. It looks like we have a date of Saturday, November 9th for this game to take place. That is how the men's soccer brackets look in the high school scene. We're going to continue to cover that when we come back next week. We'll have a lot of results to go over, so stay tuned. Tune in later next week to get all of your high school soccer updates. We're going to go to our final break of the program today, ladies and gentlemen. One more segment to go on this Thursday. You're listening to The Scoreboard, and we're back after this.
Keep it right here. We'll have more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg in just a moment from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, mostly cloudy overnight with a scattered shower possible. Temperatures will stay pretty mild in the low to mid 60s. Into our Thursday we go. More clouds than sunshine. Still can't totally rule out a scattered shower as we work our way through the day, although I expect most of us will end up staying dry. Dry weather on the way back for our Friday as temperatures are still back in the low to mid 70s. We'll cool it down in just a bit heading into the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernChristmasShow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals Wednesday through Saturday. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages plus camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track this weekend. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville is having a veteran celebration on Sunday. Rocky Lynn will perform and rock the lot in a special outdoor concert. Beer Lab and Ghostface Brewing will be offering their full menu of drinks and food. Bring your chairs and enjoy this Veterans Day salute with a Rocky Lynn concert Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Mooresville Veterans Day Parade and celebration honors veterans from all branches and from all conflicts. The parade begins Monday, November 11th at Richard's Coffee Shop at 1 p.m. and travels to Mooresville Town Hall. Come join and say thank you to our veterans and hometown heroes on Monday, November 11th in downtown Mooresville. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays. Now through November 24th. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
If you're a builder and you haven't went to Little Shaver's Wood Shop, you're missing all types of lumber products, hard to find woods and paneling materials that are in stock and ready to help you conquer anything the job throws your way. Locally owned, Little Shaver's Wood Shop has a friendly, knowledgeable staff to get you in, out, and on with your day. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, 3301 Salisbury Highway in Statesville. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, LILshavers.com.
It's the Scoreboard with your host, Sports Director Joe Berg on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
We're back. Final segment, ladies and gentlemen. 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464. If you have something on your mind that you're in the mood to chat about with me, I'm here for you. We're going to have some fun in this final segment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, happy Thursday to you. I want to go over some news, some things that are going on. We do have Thursday night football coming up tonight. I'll give a few thoughts on that. I've been saying it for a while now. There's just something about Thursday night football that's not clicking. And I don't know if it's the teams that are playing. Some people might point to the fact that we don't have the greatest matchups for Thursday night football. But my thought process is the amount of preparation that teams have for these games. You know, you play on Sunday. Monday's usually a rest day. And then you have Tuesday and Thursday, but you're not going to practice Thursday. You have Tuesday and Wednesday, but you're not going to practice on Wednesday, the day before a game. It's just, there's just not enough preparation time, in my opinion. Now, who knows? Tonight we could have a really good Thursday night game, and everything that I'm saying is moot point, right? We have a division matchup between the AFC North, Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be a good one. Now, I hope that it's an entertaining football game, just because I think Thursday night football could really use such a thing. Remember the last Thursday, man, it was not a good game. Even Al Michaels was sitting there in the booth going, we need to get something going. I have nothing to talk about right now. Obviously, as a commentator, you have filler. There's things that you can talk about, but you're not trying to fill an entire half. Well, that's almost what they were trying to do in that Thursday night game. It was that bad. Anyway, Bengals, Ravens, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that it's an entertaining game, but we'll see. We'll see. A couple of other things in the news that we haven't been able to talk about just yet. Dak Prescott has been placed on the injured reserve for the Cowboys. He has a torn hamstring. Yeah. Now, I don't know how bad the tear is because apparently he's seeking second opinions to be able to come back this year. Don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that is exactly what is happening. They're sending him to specialists, trying to get a second opinion, trying to get an opinion that they want to hear, right? So Cooper Rush is going to be the quarterback moving forward for the Cowboys. And he's done good in the past, so we'll see what happens. Some other things in the news regarding the Panthers this time. Chuba Hubbard is in the news. Why? Well, because the Panthers signed Chuba Hubbard to an extension. Yes, it is a 4-year extension worth $33 million for the Carolina Panthers running back. It is $15 million of that is fully guaranteed no matter what happens. With incentives, it could be as high as $37 million for Chuba Hubbard, the running back for the Carolina Panthers. Not a bad deal. You know, I know it's weird with running backs. For a couple of years there, it looked like it didn't matter who your running back was. Draft somebody, play him for 4 years, and then get him out of there. Well, we've seen Derrick Henry have an incredible year this year. We've seen Saquon Barkley move from a team that drafted him to another team in the Eagles, and, I mean, he jumped over somebody going backwards on Sunday. But he's good, you know what I mean? So I don't know if the thought process on running backs is changing in the NFL as we see a lot of running backs starting to get signed to these extensions. Even Alvin Kamara earlier in the year got himself an extension with the Saints. So we'll see. I mean, they need a lot, right? The Panthers need a lot. Keeping a running back around, I'm going to give them the thumbs up and a pat on the back for that. Hey, you got somebody to stick around, somebody that doesn't want to leave. One thing that I find interesting, and this is just a side note, it has nothing to do with anything. When you look up Chuba Hubbard on Google, his description is that he is a Canadian football running back. Now, you might think, oh, he doesn't play in Canada. He plays in the NFL. No. He is actually from Canada. Sherwood Park, Canada, to be exact. I just find it interesting. That's right outside of Edmonton. I just find it funny that it says Canadian football running back. It may make you think that he plays in the CFL. No, he is an NFL player. Just he's from Canada. Attended college at Oklahoma State, if you remember. All-American, Offensive Player of the Year for the Big 12. Chuba Hubbard's a good running back for the Panthers, and they got him on a 4-year extension. We've talked a little bit about Bronny James, LeBron James' son, being a part of the Lakers. They drafted him in the second round of the draft this year. Well, it looks like the Lakers are going to send him to the G League to develop a little bit more. Now, I called this a few weeks ago. I think I said it would happen by the end of October. Here we are a week into November now, and the Lakers have just assigned Bronny to their G League affiliate. That team is South Bay, and they play South They play Salt Lake City. It is expected that Bronny James is going to debut in that game on Saturday. So that's some of the things that are going on around the sports world. Some news articles for you. One thing that I want to talk a little bit about as well is NASCAR. We know everything about what happened with the incident, as I will call it. I'll call it the incident at Martinsville, where nobody wanted to pass the 24 car. Everybody was passing the 23 car. There were penalties that were handed out, fines, point deductions. Well, I don't know if it was enough to deter this in the future, but there were appeals that were made. And 2311 Racing is one of those teams that was caught up in this mess, with Bubba Wallace dropping back all the way to let Christopher Bell pass him. Now, there's still so much to unpack with what happened at Martinsville, with race manipulation, drivers backing up, drivers not passing each other. It's not like we haven't seen it before. You know, we've heard Denny Hamlin say even this year at the Roval that he let the 8-car pass him. I don't know if that's race manipulation necessarily, but there have been times where you see drivers give up a spot. And you see it in Formula One a lot. It's been a part of Formula One. It's not something that you see in NASCAR. And I was thinking about this race manipulation thing with the introduction over the past few years of sports gambling. And how can you have drivers and teams manipulating a race, forcing drivers, well, maybe not forcing them because it is the driver in the driver's seat, but strongly encouraging them to manipulate a race? It's a very slippery slope for me. Now, you don't really hear about things like that in the NFL. I guess the closest comparison is a running back falling down at the 1-yard line so that the team can run out the clock rather than going into the end zone. It's not even close to the same thing because it's a team versus team in that one. But in NASCAR, it's everybody versus everybody every week. It's a slippery slope, man, and I don't know if the gambling aspect of this has been considered by NASCAR. I'm sure that the biggest thing they were concerned about was the integrity of the sport and the things that people are going to think about NASCAR and the dam of legitimacy that they've built. Is it being torn down? I'm sure if this happens again, you're going to see problems in the betting industry with race manipulation. So just something that I thought about. I'm not sure if there's other thought processes on that, but just something that I had on my mind that I thought was at least curious enough to be brought up here on the program. We got about a minute and a half left on the program today. I want to go over a few things that happened on this day in sports history. 1999, right before the turn of the century. On this day, Dale Jarrett wins the NASCAR Winston Cup Series Championship. Yes, fan favorite. In my opinion, a fan favorite. That was on this day in 1999. On this day in 2021, Kyle Larson completes a comeback of comebacks as he was out of NASCAR for a year in 2020. If you know why, you know why. Kyle Larson won his first NASCAR Cup Series championship on this day in 2021. He won the race, making it his 10th win of the season. And it was a dominant 2021 for Kyle Larson. That's going to be all the time we have today, ladies and gentlemen. We have Friday tomorrow, a lot to talk about as we preview the NASCAR Cup Series final race of the year. Championships are going to be given out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.
Serving you better than ever before.